Is this scary? Obviously, yes, but that's not really what I'm getting at. I've always considered Foxy to be the scariest of the FNAF animatronics. The way he jumps from the ceiling and his bizarre mechanics make him truly threatening. When I was younger, I had to avoid watching commercials for scary movies because I'd get terrified to the point that I'd be hiding underneath my covers at night. If I had seen Foxy leap at me like that when I was a child, I'd be in for a week or two without sleep. Of course, I have long since overcome that. I'm not kept up at night hiding under the covers worried about Five Nights at Freddy's. But playing FNAF brought up some memories of one of my earliest gaming experiences, and since then, I can't stop thinking about it. I'm going back decades with this video. Let's take a look at something that absolutely terrified me as a child. Today's theme is childhood terror. Super Solver's Midnight Rescue is a game released for DOS in 1989 and again for Windows in 1995, made by The Learning Company. It was meant to be an educational game, but it scared the daylights out of me. Let me set the stage for this nightmare trip. The Master of Mischief is causing trouble in the town of Shady Glen. The townspeople have had enough and have called upon you to stop him. You play the role of a Super Solver. Super Solvers are a division of the SCP Foundation that are operated through a cutout. Though not as flashy as some other Foundation forces, Super Solvers are nonetheless a crucial player in the battle to maintain the masquerade of normalcy. The Foundation knows that you can't solve every problem by dropping a sledgehammer onto an egg. Sometimes the cheaper and less flashy option is the better one. Unkillable monsters and world-ending machines? Sure, send the armed forces. Some guy is pranking Shady Glen? Yeah, send the Super Solvers. Tonight, the Master of Mischief is ready to execute his final plan. At midnight, he'll be using his robot minions to turn Shady Glen Elementary School invisible. Your job is to stop him at all costs. He knows you're coming, so he's hidden in one of his robots. You're gonna need to snuff him out. From time to time, you'll be assaulted by one of his robots. You beat these robots by taking pictures of them. Don't ask me how that works, I don't get it. Here's where it gets very confusing. When you take a picture of a robot, you learn a detail about that robot. For example, that robot might be wearing a top hat. The more pictures you take, the more details you get. Once you have enough pictures of all the robots, you will need to collect enough clues to determine which one the Master of Mischief is hiding in. You unlock clues by reading passages and answering questions about them. You then have to deduce which robot the Master of Mischief is hiding in based on the clues. You then have to make a guess. If your guess is correct, you win. If it's wrong, you lose. I should mention this now that I struggled very badly with these passages. And I don't mean as a child, I mean as an adult. I have a diagnosed learning disability, and it really shows when I struggle as an adult with this game made for babies. The only thing that got me through this was sheer grit and 54 milligrams of extended release methylphenidate. The passages themselves can be very strange. Some of them are mundane factoids about butterflies, while others describe mysterious happenings in the town of Shady Glen. In one such passage, a bizarre incident is recounted where the no parking signs in downtown Shady Glen were mysteriously changed. Some of the signs read, "Quiet please, lizard crossing," while others read, "Park here as long as you want." In another passage, a teacher loses it when she realizes that her chalk has been turned invisible. It's not clearly stated, but I suspect that these are meant to give you some lore as to what the Master of Mischief has been up to prior to your arrival. Don't get the wrong idea though, it's not as sophisticated as something like Dark Souls, but I was shocked at the hidden narrative beneath the surface. Or in plain sight, depending on how you look at it. The narrative itself is fairly tame, but sometimes the writers just blindside you. Do you think you'll be the hero when all this is over? I wasn't expecting a postmodern jab. That's fairly meta, even by today's standards. Also, the robots can be relentless. It's way more than I would have been able to handle as a child. I also recall the levels being way more confusing, but the game as a whole is surprisingly small. It felt like coming back to your hometown after growing up elsewhere, only to realize that home is a lot smaller than you thought it was. Regardless, I managed to complete the game and put an end to the chaos, but something wasn't quite right. I remember the game being slightly different. so I played the Windows version as well.
Okay, you 5 robotic paintbrushes, now pay attention. We're here at the Shady Glen School for one purpose: to make the school disappear! My spies tell me that pesky super solver may try to stop me and save the school. To avoid being caught, I'll hide inside one of you.
Wow. That is horrifying. This is definitely the version I played as a child. The Windows version is basically the same game, but they added some voice acting and new graphics. The Master of Mischief is way more goofy in this version. One thing that was added in the Windows version was a cutscene for failure, which is honestly just weird and scary.
I accuse you of being the Master of Mischief.
I'm not the one this time!
The process for completion is exactly the same as the DOS version, and I was able to beat it quickly. And that was it. When I first thought about doing this video, I was hoping to find some great hidden secret. I was expecting to achieve a sense of catharsis after tackling this white whale from my past. I expected there to be more, but there just isn't. The only conclusion I could reach is that the game isn't the same as it once was. But that's wrong. The game hasn't changed at all. I have. Perspective is everything. What appeared to be an insurmountable mountain as a child is nothing more than an anthill as an adult. Perspectives change, times change, and you can't fight the times, and you can't fight the change. Perhaps in time, what seems insurmountable now will be trivial later. Thinking about that unavoidable change is scary, so I guess the game still scares me. It's just a different type of fear. If you're still watching this, thank you. Let me know what you want to see from this channel. We're only getting started.
Hey kiddo. Hey kiddo. Hey kiddo.